Hello guys and welcome to another video. So as you can see by the title, it has been announced today that Sunderland have lost a legend, and I don't hold back that word at all. It is a term that is probably overused in this era, in this day and age, and I probably use it a lot, probably too often myself, as a lot of people are probably guilty of. But Charlie Hurley was absolutely a legend of Sunderland AFC. Sadly, I wasn't around when he was. I've seen plenty of him and clips and old footage, and I've had stories passed down to me over the years regarding Charlie Hurley, his success, and the manner in which he was loved by Sunderland fans and everyone who did come into contact with the bloke whilst he was up in the northeast. And you know, for someone to get the label of the king, and even just get and receive that affection from Sunderland fans and the amount of love he did get, and not just through that generation, but for generations onwards and up until the present day, it takes a lot to get that. Some people, and there's some players that have probably had a lot of success at Sunderland, but maybe we don't give them that sort of term of endearment, or that we don't hold them in too much of a high regard, or at least he's not necessarily a fan favourite. But this man, this legend, absolutely embodied what a Sunderland player should be, and he was absolutely everything we want to see in a Sunderland player, and he, with absolutely no doubt in my mind, deserved the title of king and title of a Sunderland legend. So again, I can't go into too much detail in terms of memories or anything, because I wasn't around. As I say, I've just been told many stories told from older generations, and some of the stories you do hear from players are incredible. But with Charlie Hurley, the legend status that he gained and the man mountain at the back that he was, he'll be sorely missed. So, you know, rest in peace, Charlie Hurley, and you know, thoughts with friends, family, and the like. I will go through the statement that the club did put out regarding Charlie Hurley. I was going to do a preview to the game this weekend, but I think I'm just going to leave this video as a dedication and a bit of appreciation to Charlie Hurley. I don't want to throw in a match preview with something as sensitive and as worthy as this to have a video of its own, because it absolutely should do. But I will give you a review at some point over the weekend regarding the Watford game. But we'll have a look at the statement from the club. It does say, "We are deeply saddened to learn of the passing of Charlie Hurley, one of the greatest and most beloved players in the history of Sunderland AFC. Named the club's player of the century in 1979, the King was a giant in the story of SAFC, and his legacy on Wayside will forever endure. A man mountain on the pitch and a gentleman off it, Charlie's aura and charisma ensured that he was adored and idolised by supporters and teammates alike. The defender started his career with Millwall in 1953, and he made over 100 appearances for the Lions before moving to Sunderland 4 years later. Hailed as the greatest centre-half the world has ever seen by the Roker Park faithful, Charlie spent 12 memorable years on Wayside and forged an eternal bond with the club's supporters. He featured in all but one game during the lads' 1963-64 promotion-winning campaign, and following his farewell appearance in 1969, he remains one of only 10 players to surpass 400 appearances in red and white. London raised but Cork-born, Charlie was a fiercely proud Irishman, and he won 40 caps for his country in total, including 38 whilst representing Sunderland. A spell with Bolton Wanderers concluded his playing career and preceded a 5-year tenure as a manager of Reading, which led to an emotional homecoming when en route to winning the FA Cup in 1973. Sunderland hosted the Royals in the 4th round, and the King returned to Wayside. Charlie later scouted for Southampton before settling in Hertfordshire, but Sunderland always remained in his heart, and his final visit to Wayside came in November 2016. Player of the Century and Hall of Fame inductee, the club came together 7 years ago to pay tribute to the King on his 80th birthday. Charlie was joined by family members and fellow players from the 1963-64 promotion-winning team when he captained, including Cecil Irwin, Len Ashurst, Martin Harvey, Brian Usher, George Hurd, Stan Anderson and Jimmy Montgomery. An unforgettable day began with the Charlie Hurley gates, which used to form the entrance of the club's training ground, being installed as a permanent fixture at the Stadium of Light. It ended in equally emotional fashion as the Stadium of Light serenaded a wayside icon and a true club legend. Charlie adored Sunderland, and Sunderland will always adore him. Our heartfelt sympathies are with his family and all who loved him. Honestly, even just reading that, I can feel myself getting a bit emotional. But like I said, it's one of them. There aren't many players that do or are as well received as someone like like Charlie Hurley, and I'm just going in circles, which I will try and refrain from doing. But he just embodied everything we want every Sunderland player to have in them. Fight, grit, determination, and that at the end of a game, someone like a Charlie Hurley, you would never be able to say he didn't put 110% in, and that's all we ask for as Sunderland fans. I think that's why, in recent years, it has been very difficult to watch certain teams, players, and managers who maybe not quite give what someone like Charlie Hurley would. So I'm going to leave the video at that. Rest in peace, Charlie Hurley. You will forever be remembered, and an absolute Sunderland legend.